Hi, welcome to my video on find the equation of ellipse given the combination of the vertices, co-vertices, foci, length of the axes, and eccentricity. So let's do some problems trying to find the equation given different information. Find the equation of the ellipse as x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1. And in this case, this is, we know that the center is x squared y squared is 0, 0. And this is what we call the standard form. Standard form when is equal to 1. The values of x over a squared, the values of y over b squared equals 1 with a plus sign. So let's work out some equation. Number 1, the vertices are negative 5 plus or minus 5 comma 0, and the co-vertices are 0 plus or minus 3. So if we draw a grid, vertices are plus minus 5 comma 0, so x is 5, y is minus 5, so that's the vertices. So this is the major axis, so the major axis is horizontal. So we got x squared over a squared, y squared over b squared equals 1. So if these are this is 5 comma 0, this is, sorry, negative 5 comma 0, 5 comma 0. So to get the midpoint, we add them up, divide by 2, so the middle is the point 0, 0. So that means we have x squared and y squared. And this is the major, so that means that a is 5. And this is the negative a, which is negative 5. So a is 5. And the co-vertices are on the minor axis. So if that's the major, which is horizontal, the co-vertices are here at x is 0, y is 3. And right here as x is 0, y is negative 3. So that means that b is 3. So if we take x squared, a is 5, so it's 5 squared. B is 3, so it's 3 squared. So we get the equation is x squared over 25 plus y squared over 9 equals 1. The equation of the ellipse. Again, the vertices lie on the major because it's longer, so it's, notice there's 10 units here. And right here, there's only 6 units on the minor. So A is always with the x, and B is always with the y. And again, we have, this time we have vertices and foci. So let's draw this diagram and see what happens. Vertices, and the vertices lie on the major axis. The foci also lie on the major axis. So the vertices are at 10 and negative 10, 0. So x is 0, 10. And let's take 10 to be up here. So that's 0 comma 10. X is 0. Y is 10. And down here, we'll take to be 0, negative 10. So those are the vertices, and the vertices are on the major. So that means the vertices are on the major. So that means that B is equal to 10, because the major is the vertical, and the vertical is the B. And the foci are on the major. So the foci are 8 units. So let's take 8 to be there. So 0 comma 8. And this one is right here. So we go with 0, negative 8. So that means the foci distances are C units. So that means C is 8 units. And again, the middle of the vertices is 0, 0. The middle of the foci is 0, 0. So the center of the circle is 0, 0. So x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1. So the center is 0, 0. So you got an x squared and a y squared. We have b to be 10, c, but we don't have the a. So in here, so the coordinates of the foci is 0 plus or minus 8. B is plus or minus 10. So C squared is A squared minus, or is it A? No, it's supposed to be B squared minus A squared, because this is the B. So it's B squared minus A squared. If it's horizontal, it's A squared minus B squared. So C is 8, so 8 squared. B is 10, so it's 10 squared. Minus A squared. 64, 100, A squared. So move the A squared to the right to become positive. 64 to the left to become negative. So A squared is 36. So the square root of 36 is plus or minus 6. So A is 6. So that's the coordinates of the co-vertices. So the co-vertices are at, that's the co-vertices on the x, so it's 6, 0, or negative 6, 0. So let's take 6 to be right here just as an estimate. So this is 6, 0, and this is negative 6, 0. So if you think about it, there's your ellipse doing this. And notice the major axis is 10 and 10, 20 long. The minor axis is 6 and 6, which is 12 long. And the foci, the distance, so this is V1, and this is V2. And you could take this to be F1, and this to be F2. And these are the co-vertices, COV1 and co-vertices 2. And so the equation is, fill it in here. So A is 6, so A squared is 36. So 6 squared is 36. And the Y, which is the B, is 10. So it's 10 squared is 100. Equals 1. So there's the equation right there. That represents this information. Again, the vertices and the foci are on the same axes. Number 3, the length of the vertical axis is 10. The minor axis is vertical. So, and the foci are at plus or minus 12, 0. So, let's draw again, draw a diagram. I always like to draw a diagram. The foci, we have coordinates. The foci are plus or minus 12. So let's go with 12 there. And that's an x, and that's a negative 12. Roughly the same distance right here. So that's a negative 12, 0. And this is 12, 0. So that means the foci, we have C is 12. The distance from the center. And if these are the foci, then the middle of these 2 points is 0, 0. So that means the equation is x squared plus y squared. Now we got to get the A and the B. We got C is 12. Now C is 12 and C is the minor. So if that's the minor, that means that this is the major. So that's the length of the minor axis. Sorry, the foci are on the major. So that means the major is the horizontal. I just spell. The major is the horizontal, so this is the major. The major is the horizontal. And that means the vertical, and I wrote down major up there, the vertical is minor. Just be careful. The vertical is minor. And so that means the minor is 2b. The length is 2b equals 10. So that means divide by 2, I get 5. So we got C and we got B. So in an ellipse, C squared, now A squared minus B squared, or B squared minus A squared. The minor is with the A, so it's, sorry, the major is with the A. This is C here. This is negative C. Gotta be careful. The foci, F1, F2, are on the major. So the major is horizontal. So that means that's a, so it's an a squared minus b squared. So c is 12, so it's 12 squared. A squared, b is 5, so that's 144. A squared minus 25, so a squared is 144 plus 25. So a squared is 169. So a is plus or minus square root of 169 is 13. So a is 13. So the equation, a squared, b squared, so it's x squared, y squared, 1. So a is, with the x, so a is 12. Sorry, a is 13, so it's 13 squared. And b is 5, so it's a 5 squared. So the equation is x squared over 169 plus y squared over 5 squared is 25, 1. And again, if the minor is vertical, that means the major must be horizontal, and the foci are on the major. So the horizontal is with the x. So that means we got c and b. We had to find the a by using. Remember, c squared equals a squared minus b squared if the major is horizontal. C squared equals b squared minus a squared if the major is vertical. Okay, number 4. The center is 0, 0. So that means that we have x squared plus y squared, a squared all over b squared equals 1. So the center is 0, 0, so we just got an x squared and a y squared. Now the eccentricity is 0.6, and 0.6 is 6 over 10. Okay, but the eccentricity is, let's see, center 0, 0, eccentricity is 0.6. The length of the horizontal axis is 40. So the horizontal axis, we have to keep that in mind. Horizontal axis, that's the A. So we got 2A, horizontal axis with the A. So the major axis is 40 long. So that means A is 20. A is 20. So that means we have the eccentricity is C over the A. So that means that we have A is 20, so we got C over 20. Therefore, C over 20 is equal to 6 over 10. Cross multiply, we get 10C is 120, and divide by 10, C is 12. So we have A is 20, C is 12. So that means we got to work out what B is. So C squared, so is it A squared minus B squared or B squared minus A squared? The horizontal is 40, so A is, the major is horizontal, so it's an A squared minus B squared. So C is 12, A is 20, and that's a square there, and left it off. So move the B squared over here to make it positive, and so that's 400. That's 144, bring it over. So B squared, 144. 400 subtract 140 is 256. So B is equal to plus minus square root of 256, which is 16. Now, we need the equation. So we have the equation is x squared and y squared, because the center is 0, 0. A squared, A is 20, so it's 20 squared. And B is 16, so it's 16 squared. So we have x squared, equals 1. 20 squared is 400. 16 squared is 256 right there, and equals 1. So again, repeat, we have a horizontal major axis, the length is 40, so it's got A has got to be 20. And so the eccentricity is the C over the A. And if the major was the vertical, the eccentricity would be C over B. Okay, we have another one to do. One on this page, find the equation. Number 5. The center is 0, 0, and the point, P is a point on the ellipse. F1 and F2 are the foci. PF1 plus PF2 is equal to 52, and the co-vertex is 24, 0. And again, to draw a picture, that helps me explain it. I always draw a picture. So I see the co-vertex, the center is 0, 0, okay. So that means that the equation is x squared, y squared. Now, the co-vertices we got one co-vertex at 24, 0. So let's put the 24, 0. Let's see, 24, 0. Let's put the 24, comma 0 right there. That means there's one on the other side with a negative 24, 0. And the co-vertice is on the minor. So this is the minor, but it's the A. So that means that we have A to be 24, because the minor is the X, so the A is with the X. And now we have PF1 plus PF2. PF1 plus PF2 is equal to 52, but the PF1 plus the PF2 is either equal to 2A or 2B. PF1 and PF2, F is on the foci, on the major axis. The major axis is vertical, so it has to be a 2B. Therefore, 2B must be 52. B is 26. So B squared, when you square 26, you get, if you can't do it in your head, use the pencil or use the calculator. So B squared is 676. So A squared, 24 squared, is 576. So that means that B is the end of the vertices. So that's up here. So that's X is 0, 26. And this is 0, negative 26. Because A is 24. That means B is 26. Now, that means we have X squared plus Y squared as A squared, B squared equals 1. We didn't need foci here. So we have A squared. A is 24 squared is 576. Y squared, B squared is 676 equals 1. And again, 676 is the bigger one, so the vertical is larger. So you can see the ellipse is doing this. So this is 26, and 26 is 52. That's the major. It's longer, even though I mightn't have it exactly longer here. So that's the equation that represents this info. Again, the co-function is on the minor. In this case, the A is 24. That means this must be representing the length of the major. And this is the minor is the horizontal, the major must be the vertical, which is your value to B. So that brings us to the end of another video. If you like my video, click the like button. Click the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content on my YouTube channel called Math fully explained, which is just one word. Thank you for viewing my video. Hope the video helped you. Bye-bye.